All right, guys, I'm back. So this particular video will be covering um, all the side effects of why women shouldn't use makeup, or I guess so much of it. But I'm gonna let the guys speak, and then I'll just put my input throughout the video.
We all want to look our best and often put our trust in brand names that we know. But those very same brands are using chemicals that will kill us. And the chemicals they use will stay in our bodies for years. I'm not sure this is what they meant when they said beauty kills. Hello, and welcome to the show about fun facts and a little bit of science. Today, we are talking about cosmetic chemicals. As we know, not all chemicals are bad. In fact,
Before I finish, continue the video. Um, I know like 98% of females don't care, but for the ones who do, here you go.
some of them are really, really good for you. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins all play important roles in the way our bodies function. Then there's Delta 9, and well, you know. But then we have nasty, dangerous chemicals like chloroform and arsenic. Most of us know to avoid these. But what happens when the cosmetics that we use every day contain dangerous chemicals? If it doesn't say arsenic on the side, how am I supposed to know what is good or bad in a list of random ingredients? Enter forever chemicals. These are highly persistent, potentially harmful chemicals known as PFAS, which is short for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. These are a group of man made chemicals used in products such as lotions, cleansers, nail polish, shaving cream, foundation, lipstick, eyeliner, eyeshadow, and mascara. So, this isn't just an episode for people who wear makeup.
If I'm not mistaken, just one, there's a few companies that make what is it, organic, 100% organic makeup. But of course, you go to Walmart, you go to Target, you go to all these big box stores. They get they get washed away by the big brands. So not saying they're not there, they're just not popularized. Like L'Oreal and all those big companies because they got hundreds of millions of dollars for advertisement and shelf space, and the mom and pop ones, they don't. So I mean, best thing they possibly can do is get online, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, make their own website. But the key is to, I mean, obviously you want a great product, but you also have to have the advertisement behind it for brand recognition because there's a lot of great people, great products, but they don't have the money to market their products out, into the world like that. So they have a very limited amount to advertise their products. So that what happens a lot of times. These companies are great, but um, I guess by the time they really do get traction, they end up getting bought out because they've been waiting for so long, and a big company come by and just buy them out. So it's like that sometimes.
This is for everyone. If you use shaving cream or even just wash your face, then this matters. PFAS chemicals are made up of a chain of linked carbon and fluorine atoms, which do not degrade in the environment, which means they can stay in your body for years and in the environment for centuries. Data is only known on a few of these, but they have been linked to things like high cholesterol and thyroid diseases. As the chemist and physicist Graham Peasley of the University of Notre Dame in Indiana says, there is no known good PFAS. Based on the research that Peasley and some colleagues did, they found that 52% of over 200 tested products had high fluorine concentrations. So, what does this really mean? We can just say that everything is okay in moderation, right? Well, yes, but when you consider the low levels that are acceptable in one thing, they're now stacked up with all the other products you're using. Meaning, if your foundation has an FDA approved amount of a specific chemical that is deemed to be safe, well, it may not be so safe once you put the blush, mascara, and eyeliner on that all meet the same standard. You just amplified that chemical. Then, to make things worse, these chemicals get washed down the drain and can end up in drinking water. And we already know that medications should never be flushed down the drain because they do make it into the drinking water. So, of course, cosmetics will get in there as well. That same drinking water that has a regulated amount of added fluoride already. So now we just push the safe level to dangerous by simply washing our faces. During that study by Peasley's team, they tested 231 cosmetics for fluorine, and this is what they found: 63% of foundations, 55% of lip products, 82% of waterproof mascaras all contained high levels of fluorine. Anything that was labeled waterproof had especially high levels. And that is just one PFAS. Many products contained at least 4 chemicals and as many as 13.
Um, just to put this, well, include into the video, do women that wear, what is it? What's that brand? I think it's over the O or something. But that brand, that fitness brand for the leggings, and I forgot the name, but um, the study shows that it has PFAS in it. So it's some kind of chemical that's supposed to, wick away sweat, but that causes cancer. So a lot of you women with thyroid and you gotta understand, for the ones who actually do work out in those clothes, you sweat, you got those chemicals, and they seep into your pores. So you get breast cancer, thyroid cancer, you get was it ovaries, you get all kind of diseases with that because when you're sweating, those chemicals are seeping into your pores, into your bloodstream. And like I said, forever chemicals, that's pretty much about it. So then some of you, you'll wear them all day like regular clothes, even though it's not. I know you're wearing them because you want to make it look like that you are in shape, which we guys know that you're not in shape. We know as soon as you take them clothes off, as my Mexican compadres always say, a bag of busted insulation. That's all it is to it. So again, I know a lot of y'all females don't care because you're so caught up on want to look the part, you'll put your life in danger. But that's what you're doing. So you have those fitness clothes, anything that says sweat resistant, sweat proof, or whatever. They got forever chemicals in it. Anything that's Teflon, non-stick. Once I found about the non-stick cookware, I threw all that away. Everything is stainless steel. Or you get the bacon. What is it? The bacon glass pans or whatever. I have that, but if it's non-stick or Teflon, not getting that. Teflon is highly, uh, it's dangerous. It's not natural. You gotta understand. Of course, the commercials they're not gonna tell you that because they want you to buy the product, but you're sacrificing convenience as far as cleaning your pots and pans over you. You're digesting those chemicals every time you cook for yourself, your family. So understand that, do your research. But yeah, so same thing with the makeup. I mean, it's right here on the screen. You putting all this stuff on your face, and then I know that a lot of you women, you're not very clean. So what you'll do, you'll put your makeup on early in the morning, and then you'll leave it on for 2, 3 days. I know because I watched some videos of you um, talking about how to stretch your makeup for a whole week or whatever. So throughout that whole time, you're not washing your face. So the chemicals are seeping more into your pores. It goes into your bloodline. So again, that's why I see a lot of these young women, once they take their makeup off after a certain amount of years, they look like old women. They face look like it just look like porridge. It's terrible. But you're in your 20s, but you got a face of a 50-year-old, and it's true. It happens. So I know back in the day, the 70s and probably really the 2000s. I remember in the 90s, and well, I grew up, I was born in the 80s, but I remember all the 90s. Of course, women didn't really put on makeup. The 70s, the 80s, the 90s, they put a little, blush, mascara, and a little lipstick. That's it. But they put a little makeup on. You still recognize her with or without the makeup. She pretty much looked the same. She just added a little bit of makeup. I know a lot of you women, you just, slather it on or whatever. But, the longer you leave that on, the more you use it, you're going to, I mean, you're exposing yourself to these chemicals. But the more you keep doing it, it'll only get worse. Because you got to remember, it seeps through your pores, getting your bloodstream. And again, that's another reason why everybody getting cancer and all these other diseases and stuff. It's what we put in our body. So on top of the stuff we gotta, you're breathing in dirty air. You know, you're probably not drinking the highest quality of water. You know, 9.5 pH for me. Stuff like that too. But then stress. You're eating this processed food. You're probably doing drugs. So
but only one actually listed it on their ingredients. Once many of these chemicals enter your body, they will break down and often into other PFAS, which can lead to cancers and low birth weights. The list of 13 PFAS found here. What is that? Wow, she's beautiful. Maybe she's born with it, or maybe it's perfluoridafridine.
right.
This crap is used to make things resistant to oil, grease, and water, so it's easy to find them in things like food packaging and Teflon. Now imagine putting Teflon on your lipstick to keep it long lasting. Now you're eating pounds of that within your lifetime. Here are just some of the brand names they tested. Unfortunately, the study did not specify which brands contained these chemicals. And considering the fact that not everyone seems to let us know based on their ingredients, it may be impossible for us to know. And that's scary. As it stands, regulatory agencies often allow companies to claim PFAS as a trade secret. Hopefully, this research pushes new regulations and opens up information for consumers. For now, the easy thing to do is to avoid what would be a waterproof or water resistant product. Considering that roughly half the tested products did not have these PFAS, then we know they can obviously be made without them. I would expect brands to start making it clear if they are free of these chemicals, much like we see already with parabens. On the bright side, the No PFAS in Cosmetics Act would require the Food and Drug Administration to ban the chemicals within 270 days. That bill was brought forward by Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell and Republican Susan Collins. What, a Republican? Well, that is a bipartisan bill then. In a statement by Collins, she said Americans should be able to trust that the products they are applying to their hair or skin are safe. To help protect people from further exposure to PFAS, our bill would require the FDA to ban the addition of PFAS to cosmetic products. Retailers like Walmart and Target have already announced that they are taking action against these chemicals. But, like we already stated, it's hard to know who is using what. So they can really only control their in-house brands, but that's a start. In the meantime, you can check your products using EWG's Skin Deep website. It's linked down below for your convenience. They cover a lot of stuff from makeup to sunscreen. They even have sections for men and babies, which, let's face it, that's kind of the same section, am I right? As always, thanks for watching, and what did you learn today?
Of course, I'll
We all
leave.
want to look our best, and
I'll leave this information down below. But great video, straight to the point. Again, these major brands. I know we have the FDA, stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's all about who has the most money to keep people quiet, because they have certain people in position, that say yay or nay to these rules. So sad to say, not just in America. I know that's pretty much anywhere. You got a certain amount of money, and a certain kind of person, or the right people, you can get stuff done. You know, illegally, because you don't have to do all that to get stuff done if it's legal. But yeah, so of course it's very messy because you have so many people that you have to talk to and get stuff done, and you gotta get stuff checked over and over again. At the end of the day, they don't care. And I'm gonna say this too: these same companies that's with these products, they don't let their family use it. Same thing with the guy, the McDonald's guy, who didn't even take a bite of his own product. Well, that's what it is, a product. They don't take their families to McDonald's. Hell no. You see how he look? I mean, no offense, he got soft hands. So I'm pretty sure he probably got a private chef or something, and they go to these, 5-star restaurants. Their kids probably don't even know what the hell McDonald's is. So this is what it is. The same company that's putting out the product, these chemicals, they family not using that. The kids, they wife not using that. This is what it is. But that's consumerism. 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 It is what it is, man. And I know a lot of people They can if they knew better, they do better. If they wanted a legit, clean product, your makeup, it's nothing to get on, online, Google, whatever, Amazon, whatever, and then look up natural makeup. Is that so? But a lot of you want to be able to say, "Oh, look, I got this top end makeup." This is bragging rights. That's all there is to it. Sad to say, makeup ain't gonna help y'all. 'Cause a lot of guys are really just paying attention to, okay, she got a lot of makeup on, so I know without the makeup she look hideous. I'm gonna say this again: is either you're ugly or you're not. Makeup ain't gonna help you. That's why so many of y'all females stay online. That's why so many of y'all keep makeup on 24/7 because y'all know at the end of the day, y'all don't like the way y'all look. So, I mean, life is much easier for a woman than a man. All you have to do is just get in shape, just stay in shape and cook. Don't be out there 304 and then you're gonna be okay. That's all you have to do. You gonna always be okay. Oh, okay. So whether you're a 10 in the face, at the end of the day, you can take care of your body. There's only so much you can do to your face. Um, you might need a procedure here or there, but for the most part, if you're in shape, you know how to cook, and you're not out there being a 304, you always gonna win. Compared to a guy, you gotta do all this other stuff. So of course, whoever do watch this video, I'm just spreading awareness. I know majority of you don't care. Keep on buying them chemical up products that's killing you slowly because you got low self esteem. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want change, you have to make them change. So stop supporting these terrible companies. That's how you do. So stop supporting the terrible companies. Go get you some legit, clean makeup that won't kill you. Don't use so much of it, and you're gonna be okay. So strange addiction, but of course, this is targeted towards females. So unlike us guys, some of us like cars, lifting weights, fishing. We don't tend to do stuff that's gonna slowly kill us. But who am I to say? All right, if you like the video, you already know what to do. Leave your thoughts down below. If you got any suggestions, also include those. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. No matter what, I'll take your peace, your pockets, and your purpose.